Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88, following complications from a cerebral stroke which left him in a coma and ultimately led to heart failure. His death occurred in his apartment at the Domus Santa Marta Hotel, where he had been recovering from a prolonged hospital stay due to pneumonia. Just days earlier, he had made his final public appearance, offering an Easter blessing from the Pope Mobile in St. Peter's Square, where he warmly greeted his followers. The Vatican has since released solemn photographs of the late Pontiff lying in repose in an open wooden casket during the traditional confirmation of the death of the Pontiff ceremony. This ritual, which lasted just under an hour, was presided over by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Vatican's Camerlengo. He read aloud the official declaration of death and performed a blessing with holy water as 2 Swiss guards stood at attention. The Pope's body, clothed in red vestments with a papal mitre and holding a rosary, lay peacefully as Vatican Secretary of State Pietro Parolin offered prayers. In keeping with Vatican tradition, several symbolic actions followed the confirmation. Seals were placed on both the Pope's formal residence in the Apostolic Palace and his private apartment in the Santa Marta Chapel. Additionally, the Camerlengo ceremonially destroyed the fisherman's ring, used to seal official papal documents, along with the dies used for the papal seal, marking the end of Francis' papacy. These items are to be interred with him, fulfilling centuries-old customs. The Congregation of Cardinals convened the morning after the Pope's death to begin preparations for the Interregnum, the period between popes. Around 60 cardinals took part in this initial meeting, which focused on planning Francis' funeral, managing the transition of church leadership, and organizing the conclave to elect the next pontiff. According to protocol, the conclave cannot commence until at least 15 days after the Pope's death, giving time for all cardinal electors to gather in Rome. The cardinals also scheduled 9 days of mourning, known as the Novendiali, during which daily masses and prayers will be offered in Francis' memory. The Pope's body will lie in state from the following morning in St. Peter's Basilica, allowing the faithful to pay their respects. His funeral is set for Saturday, to be celebrated at 10 a.m. local time by the Dean of the College of Cardinals, in St. Peter's Square, which can accommodate approximately 300,000 people. The Vatican has confirmed that Francis will be buried at the Basilica of St. Mary Major, a church outside Vatican City that held deep personal meaning for him. He often visited the basilica to pray before his favorite Marian icon, especially during important moments in his life. In a will dated June 29, 2022, Francis requested a humble burial in the earth with a simple tomb bearing only the inscription Franciscus. He stated that an anonymous benefactor had agreed to cover the costs of his burial. These instructions were entrusted to Monsignor Rolandas Macricas, who was tasked with ensuring their fulfillment. The Pope's funeral will draw global attention, with many world leaders announcing plans to attend. Former U.S. President Donald Trump and his wife Melania confirmed their attendance. French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife will also be present. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and his wife Janja, and Argentine President Javier Milei are all expected to attend the funeral ceremonies. Meanwhile, the Kremlin has stated that Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend due to travel restrictions imposed by the International Criminal Court. As the Interregnum begins, Cardinal Farrell will assume administrative control of the Vatican. He will be supported by a rotating team of 3 cardinals, with the initial appointees being Cardinal Parolin, Cardinal Rilko, and Cardinal Baggio. These cardinals will help oversee the day-to-day operations of the Holy See until a new pope is elected. After 3 days, 3 new cardinals will take over their duties in accordance with tradition. The conclave to elect the next pope will take place in the Sistine Chapel. During the conclave, the cardinal electors, those under the age of 80, will be secluded from the outside world. They will vote in secret, using handwritten ballots that are placed into a chalice and counted by appointed scrutineers. The result of each ballot is read aloud, and if no candidate reaches the required 2/3 majority, the ballots are burned with chemicals to produce black smoke. When a new pope is chosen, white smoke will rise from the chimney of the chapel, signaling to the world that the church has a new leader. Once elected, the new pope is asked whether he accepts the role. If he agrees, he selects a papal name, is dressed in papal garments, and makes his first appearance on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, where the senior cardinal deacon will proclaim, "Habemus Papam, we have a pope." The new pontiff then delivers a blessing to the city of Rome and the world. Among those eligible to vote in the upcoming conclave are several British cardinals, including Cardinal Vincent Nichols and Cardinal Timothy Radcliffe, both aged 79. Though all members of the College of Cardinals may attend, only the 138 cardinals currently under 80 years old are allowed to vote. Cardinal Nichols emphasized that the next pope must be someone with great inner strength and peace, while Cardinal Radcliffe noted that the Church must always be open to unexpected choices. Tributes to Pope Francis have poured in from around the globe. Church bells tolled and flags flew at half-mast in various countries. Soccer matches in Italy and Argentina were suspended to honor the Pope, a known fan of Argentina's San Lorenzo football club. Prominent leaders and religious figures praised his compassion, humility, and tireless advocacy for the marginalized. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer remembered him as a pope for the poor, while King Charles paid tribute to his spiritual depth and moral leadership. Though he was widely loved, Francis also faced criticism during his tenure, especially from those who believed he did not do enough to address the clergy abuse scandal or advance reforms like women's ordination. Yet he remained steadfast in promoting peace, justice, and care for the environment. His efforts at diplomacy often placed him in complex positions, such as his controversial remarks about NATO's expansion in relation to Russia's war in Ukraine. Nevertheless, his legacy remains profound. Leaders from diverse nations and religions have remembered him as a bridge builder and voice for conscience in a troubled world. Now, the Catholic Church turns its attention to the election of his successor, even as it continues to mourn the loss of a deeply impactful leader. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.